Hello Linux lovers, my name's Wimpy, welcome to my world. I'm just pushing buttons to try and make things do the right thing. Welcome back, thank you for joining me again this evening. It is time for some more retro remix. Not retro remix, we've renamed it Retro Home. Oh my gosh, how awful, got the branding wrong in the first 5 seconds. So this is something I've been working on and off for a little while now. And it's a new operating system for the Raspberry Pi to play all your retro games on. That's the long and short of it. So it's an Ubuntu-based operating system. You put it on your Raspberry Pi, and you can play a whole ton of retro games. Hello there, Adblockalyptic, nice name. Hello, Big Bod. Hello, Danny. So, I've got to the point where I think it's ready for some performance testing. So I've loaded up about 15,000 games on it. We're going to play them all 15,000. Not quite. So what we're going to be doing is you can choose, actually. Hopefully there'll be some games from it's 1G 1R. There are language dupes and stuff like that, but yeah, it's a 1G 1R collection. So the idea is that if you've got games that you remember from your favorite retro consoles or arcades, particularly ones that might be hard to reproduce, then let's see how things go. So hey Esme, how are you? Thanks for staying up. And 15,000 is just scratching the surface because I've not put all the stuff on there. Elite, no, Elite's not going to be on here. I haven't got any computers. It's just consoles and arcades at the moment. So I'll just show you what I've got here. I'm not sure how well you can make this out. So the Pi is here. It's in a you can't really see because it's dark in this corner, but this is in a reproduction, what we know as the Mega Drive case, or the Genesis in the US. So that's got a Raspberry Pi inside it, and this is a retro flag case. And so one of the other things I've been working on is the retro flag cases have like GPIO drivers, let's say, for it's got safe shutdown switches to do resets and power on, power off, and they're all implemented in a GPIO interface that's no longer supported with modern kernels. So I've been working on porting those to modern stuff. So here's the project here on GitHub. So it's on my Wimpy's World org. The project's called Retro Home. This is a script that basically builds the images.
Thank you for the follow, J Pippa.
Thanks very much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. And what I've been working on is these. So there's a driver here for Megabit, which has some community 3D printed cases from Canada. I have one of those which is for a PlayStation, and one on the way which is for, I think it's the GameCube. And then this is the retro flag driver. It's not too complicated, so I'm using GPIO 0, and that can talk to LGPIO on the back end, which is compatible with new kernels since 5.11. And then this is the driver, so we define the pins for the power and reset and the LED, and then we bind some actions to that. So if you hold the reset button for a second or longer, it will reboot, and if you press the power button, which is like an on-off toggle, then it will power off. And then these are the actions that it performs when it shuts down, which is basically to start blinking the LED to give you some visual notification it's doing the thing you've asked. It will then kill Ludo, which is the front end I'm using for all of the emulation stuff, and then it will issue either the power off or reboot command. So these work. They're brought up by systemd units. So this is a good start, but there's going to be a ton of these I'm going to have to write. So I'm showing these off now for people who like doing GPIO stuff, because I may need some help with that. So that's kind of the new stuff. So shall we sort of get into it? This is what we've got here. So let me just switch back here a second. Hang on. I see there's some comments. So how many Doom ports? No, I don't think. Well, actually, that's a good question. Hey, Henrik. I don't know. Probably a lot. I'm more interested in the 1942 series. So there's a bunch of those, and I've played most of them. So welcome back. PS1 and PS2 count as retro, yes. And in fact, although I'm not going to be doing PlayStation 1 games tonight, PlayStation 1 is a platform that I'm targeting. So yeah. Danny, change keyboard. No, I haven't changed keyboard. I've got different keyboards in both places. So this is the keyboard I have at home. It is different from the one in the lodge. Hey Mateus, how you doing? Another world. Okay, well look, we'll get to requests in just a moment. I'll go through some quick things, but I am keen on people giving me their suggestions. I'm not gonna play any of these games well. Not even the games I used to be good at. There's a few in here I was very good at, and sadly, those days are gone. Apparently, I'm at home. Yes, not at the lodge. Right then, so it shouldn't be played. So what's this? The Sony stuff. Yeah, I've heard you mention this a couple of times, Big Pod. I'm gonna have to look into this. We'll see how we go, but I haven't got those going yet. That's in the works. Okay. Well, Nintendo's definitely on the cards tonight. So without further ado, let's get into this. So let's go to this view for the moment. So this is the Retro Home user interface. I've currently got just a fairly generic Xbox controller plugged into it. I do have some retro themed controllers which I will be using in subsequent testing, and this is Ludo, the user interface that sits on top of the libretro cores. So I've got some Atari Jaguar games on here, Atari Lynx, a ton of arcade games. I think all the arcade games, not all, but you know, all the ones that are supported here. TurboGrafx, SuperGrafx, various NES generations, Super Nintendo, Sega 32X, the Master System, Mega Drive, Genesis, and these Saturn games in here, these are a lie. These are actually PlayStation games which came up misidentified. So yeah, that needs some work. So I'm going to start with, well, let's start by turning down our music here, because we won't want that, because we're going to make all sorts of bleeps and bloops. Hopefully you'll hear the bleeps and bloops. Let me know if those don't come through. So the idea behind this is to make a sort of a TV. So I've turned this on. This is what it boots into, and you only need a controller. So the whole point is this is just a controller-driven thing, although there is a secret desktop environment embedded in here as well. So if you stick this on your Raspberry Pi, you also get a desktop environment for the price of entry as well. And that's really so if you don't have another computer, you can organize your ROMs and what have you on the device as well. But it boots into this. So here are some of the settings. You can connect to the network, Wi-Fi and wired. You can change dark mode if you want that. You can set the volume of the stuff. You can map the analog sticks. I'm now doing the analog stuff. And you can toggle services. So this has got SSH, Samba and Bluetooth enabled. Bluetooth for controllers, although I'm using wired. Samba and SSH for getting data on and off the device. The desktop is running GNOME. It's running GNOME Flashback, Danny. I'll show it to you later if you're really interested. Right then. So let's go. And yeah, I'm not even trolling you. Let's start with one. No, it's not Mate. I know how to do it with Mate, obviously. I wanted to learn some. The whole point of this was to achieve, well, three things. First of all, I want to make some retro consoles to give to the kids at Christmas. So that was and then also a retro console for the in-laws, because they've got a PlayStation that's on its last legs and I want to give them a replacement. And then for me to learn how to do this, because I've done things like it but not quite like this, and also the GPIO programming turned out to be an unexpected little, curveball, but learning something new there. And then also for my own benefit, I've got a bunch of these retro cases, a bunch of different Raspberry Pis in them, and I want to create, the one that looks like a Mega Drive will only have Sega games on it. The one that looks like a Nintendo will only have Nintendo games on it. And I've got some handhelds as well. And the idea is you can just pick the thing off the shelf and you know what games you're picking up and playing. You can just plug it into the telly and go. So that's sort of, the kickback for me. But I thought this would be a fun project. I've not seen any new retro things, and they're all adding features, adding a whole ton of stuff and complexity, and I just wanted something mega simple that I can give to my niece and she can plug in and she knows how to use. And the Ludo project is, the big winner here. So we're going to start with one of my favorites. So if I start this up, and then I've painstakingly created overlays for the different resolutions of the games. So can you hear this? So this is 1942. This is a game that I buried a lot of money into as a teenager and got quite good at it, although those skills are sadly lacking, and also this controller is not the right tool for the job at all. So I need to, I've got an arcade stick up there that I need to write a driver for the Raspberry Pi. It's a GPIO based stick, and I need to get that working because that will provide some of the authenticity of the original game. Oh, I didn't hit the right button for somersault. So hopefully you can hear the sounds. So this is a pretty early arcade game. I loved it, but this is obviously no problem. I haven't said what Raspberry Pi I'm using for this. I'm targeting a bunch of different Raspberry Pis. So yeah, this is one of. No, I don't have the 02 yet, Esme. I have them on the way using... So last night, Pimaroni had them in stock, so I ordered one from there. Today, right now in fact, the Pi Hut have them in stock. So if you want one, they're in stock at the Pi Hut as we speak. So yeah, they're available there. And then I found a seller on Amazon who also had them. So I will have 3, and I need 2 already for testing these out. So there we go. And then I can hit the magic button there. And if I move back to this view, we can come out of that game. And then we can go back into the menus. And another one that I absolutely loved and I spent far too much money on. Golly gosh, wow. There's a lot in here in this list. You can see these have got the different the arcade games aren't 1G 1R, it's absolutely blooming everything. So you do have the the bootlegs and the different country variations and what have you. And I need to trim that down because I just bung them all on here, because one of the things I wanted to test is, well, if you chuck all 15,000 on, does the thing actually work, or does it actually chew up all the RAM? And no, it doesn't chew up all the RAM, it works. So yeah, Raspberry Pis are fun. You can do a lot of cool things with them, but this is a long list of games. This is going to take way too long. I only want to get to B. And the other thing that happened is when I scanned this library, which you do through the menus, it went off and grabbed all of the cover art and what have you for the games from the internet. So it automatically builds these as you add games and all the rest of it. Yeah, I'm really interested to see what I can get going with the Pi 2.0. I've got one handheld unit. Well, I've got a handheld and something else that I want to get going. So I've got some handheld things. So they're going to be fun, because what I'm interested in there is, obviously this is running at 1080p. In fact, this is capturing at 1080p, but this resolution is actually 1900 by 1200 for reasons my capture card is keep hiding from me, but it's the only resolution I can get it to go at. So actually it could probably go a little bit faster if I was able to drop the res down to 1080p. But you know, getting it going on the handhelds that are like 320 by 240, I think that'll be interesting to see how that user interface goes. So it would be cool to change letters with triggers. Yeah, it would. Oh, you can, in fact. It's exactly what you can do. I've just done it. So I can go from C to D. There we go. Thank you for the suggestion. It turns out it already does that. It's on the on the shoulder buttons here. Nice one, Charafal. That's brilliant. Right then. So I've gone too far now. So let's go back up a little bit. I must read the documentation a bit more, but there you go. Let's keep going. So we can actually move through the letters a bit quicker, so that's quite good. That was a good learn for the day. We like that. We're nearly there. Here we go. Oh, what's that? I didn't know there was such a game. Right, let's try not you but you. So we will move to the vertical view. There we go. So they had this in the youth club where I lived when I was a teenager. A Bucky O'Hare game. Oh, I didn't see that. Right. This is the best game that was ever written, in my opinion. Oh, I've done it wrong already. Oh, miserable. I went the wrong way at the start. That was a rookie mistake. Bomberman. Yeah, I haven't played Bomberman much. This is Bombjack. But actually, I'm playing this on a different skill level from what we used to do, because we made a key in metalwork to get into the back of a cabinet, and we would get up there really quickly and change the dip switches on the board to set the skill level to medium instead of hard, which was the default, and also change the dip switches to dish out extra lives at 30,000, 100,000 and 150,000 rather than just one at 30,000. So yeah, I'm playing this at a harder level than I actually used to play it when I was a kid. But there we go. So these are older arcade games, and it copes with these just absolutely fine. And I've been doing all of the development for this on a Raspberry Pi 4, either a 4 gig or 8 gig version. But what I'm actually playing this on at the moment is a Raspberry Pi 3, which has just 1 gigabyte of RAM, and it's not overclocked. So this that's passed that test. So, oops. The question is, what do we play next? Who can think of something that will maybe, test this a little bit? Anyone got any suggestions? I'll just move it back to the big view whilst I have a sip of beer. I can think of a few, but mostly what I think of as being demanding are games that I remember. Isn't the Pi 02 just a Raspberry Pi 3? It's kind of somewhere between the Pi 3 and the... Yeah, it's sort of like a Pi 3A, because it's got 512 megs of RAM. The desktop environment that I've bundled in this, I've got running in about 250 meg. So that runs on a Raspberry Pi 2 just fine, which has also got a gig of RAM. It may squeeze inside a Raspberry Pi 2, but I'm not going to try that on those handhelds. I'm going to disable the desktop. It will just be the Ludo interface because, you know, smaller form factor. It's yeah, RAM's the thing. So no one's come up with that. Oh, hang on, X-Men versus Street Fighter. Okay, let's see if we can find that. Let's go back to here, and I'll just change this setting here because I've got the wrong thing set. Right, let's try the arcades again. X, you say. So I'm going backwards using that shoulder thing we've just learned. X-Men versus... I've never played this game, by the way. X-Men versus Street Fighter. Is that what you said? Here it is. Okay. Is this one of these things where you have to just mash the buttons never-endingly? So let's move this into... This is not going to be vertical. This is going to be horizontal. There we go. Well, it sounds terrible. So that's the first thing I've learned from that. Can you hear this stuff? I mean, I can hear it. Oh, you can. Good, good, good. Okay. Well, the attract mode seems to work all right. Shall we up the difficulty level with this? Or maybe we'll do that in a moment. Okay, let's wang a coin in. Okay. I get to choose... Okay. Okay, I've no idea what I'm doing. Wang a coin in, well that's what we used to do. Let's go, Bob. Ready. Oh. Okay, we've got two types of attack there. Okay, so they're range attacks. I did used to play Street Fighter. In fact, I had a lot of fun beating Popey to a pulp in an arcade bar in Paris a few years ago. I didn't let on that I was a bit handy. Absolutely smoked him. Oh dear, that was not good. Oh dear, that's bad. Oh. Well, this seems to be perfectly playable. It's responding to all of my inputs for what they are, and it seems to be rendering fast enough. So, so it wasn't too difficult to get all the hardware stuff going. Oh. Oh, that's a bit tricky. Oh. Is that Poison? No, not Poison Ivy. That can't be right. It's the wrong franchise. Oh dear. Oh boy. That's bad. There we go. I've got to be dead by now, surely. What do we think, Matthias? If you played this game, does that look like that's running to speed? I mean, the sound is a bit crackly, but it is doing it. I suppose what would be interesting, I've got a shell here. I could apt install. Behind the scenes, I'm installing HTOP. And then I can have a look and see. Oh, hang on. Oh, I need to apt update first. I've got a. There we go. So in the background, it's, you know, it's just Ubuntu. I can do my usual stuff. Sound is awful. Everything else is good. Yeah, that could well be the emulation. So, as in, I don't know how well that is going to be emulated. Let's just have a little look at some of the comments. Oh, it's right. Mash away. Tag team tournaments. Okay. Yep. Okay. Good. Good. That sounds coming through. This has taken more of my tinkering in the evening to actually make this all possible in terms of streaming it than actually making the sodding operating system. The computer is good. Yeah, they were a bit handy. That was slow speed as well. You put plenty of money into this, and it looks good to you. Thanks, Ali. Yeah, sound is awful, but everything else looks good. These games back in the day. Yep. So what I thought we could do, let's just try and push the pie a little bit now. Let's go back to the menus. I don't know how this will come out on the stream. Oh, so I was running HTOP. Or getting to a point where I could run HTOP over here because I'm curious to see, you know, how much headroom the pie will have. So we'll just install HTOP. That's happening over here in another screen. I won't bother putting that on screen at the moment. It's in a pull-down terminal. But I can run it here. Keep an eye on it. So we've got 4 cores in this because it's a Pi 3. In terms of RAM, we've used 490 meg. And we've obviously got we've 866 meg because we've allocated 128 to the GPU, or rather, I say the operating system does. That's how I have it configured. So, what's this? Aircan. Hey, Aircan G, welcome. What's weird about the sound is it seems like the effects is normal, but the mute, yeah. So I'm wondering if whatever sound chip it's being emulated, that's not working as well as it could do. Yeah, it's a bit scratchy. So we've got HTOP running. Looks like, you know, an idle UI with a paused game. This is a load of 1.7, so technically we can top out at 4 before it should, you know, start getting out of breath. So, what's this question? What filthy wizardry is occurring tonight? Hello, hey, how you doing, FX boy? I've been working on a new operating system for the Raspberry Pi, and this is it, and I'm testing it. So it's called Retro Home, and it's a play all your favourite retro consoles and arcade games on a Raspberry Pi. But its trick that I'm working on is that it supports all of these retro cases. You know, as in the hardware that is built into these, the safe shutdown switches, and I'm working on a bunch of handhelds as well. Right, so if I go into the settings, I'm gonna switch this into CRT mode because this is like essential for me when I'm playing myself, because this is how it actually looked, you know, back in the day. So we need to go back up to X, don't we? Whoop. I've gone too far, and it was somewhere down here. We should find our game hiding here in a paused state, and I should be able to resume it. Here it is. So we'll resume our game, and now I've got the CRT, what's it called? Gosh, shaders enabled. So I don't know how this will come through on the stream. It looks great here. I think it will probably look like complete bobbins. So let me know if it looks terrible and I'll turn it off. There we go. Looks okay. Good. Okay. Well, hopefully it looks... I mean, I think it looks correct now. Okay, so this is using about half of what the machine is the Pi is capable of for this game. Oh dear. Okay. All right. Okay. Calm down, you. Oh, that's making it stutter a bit. Did you see that? That was definitely definitely struggling there for a moment. I don't know. This feels like it might be just making it work a little bit harder. Oh, optic blast. I don't like the optic blast. That's a pain. Oh, right. These are big sprites. Oh gosh. What is this character's maneuvers? I can't actually work them out. Oh boy, terrible. Well, there we go. It works. It's perfectly playable. From my point of view, it's perfectly playable. Right then, who's got another suggestion then? We've got NES, SNES, Sega, Master System, Mega Drive, tons of arcade. Who can think of... I'm going to go somewhere where I think it's relatively demanding. So Marvel versus Capcom, it's basically this, but more characters and flashy. Okay, Marvel, that feels like we should be able to find that quite quickly, being MA. So let's see what we can find. Marvel. So I did start making like a short list of games, because I'm never going to run something like this with every game imaginable on it. But it was quicker just to stuff everything on. It wasn't this one. Marvel. What did you say it was called? Marvel what? Marvel. I've lost it. Marvel versus Capcom. Okay. There we go. This one, Clash of Superheroes. Let's give it a go. This is the US version. That's handy. I don't know, Esme. It's not designed to work with a keyboard, so you can't do that. Right, there might be two actually. Okay. So, do I need more coins? Okay. I've no idea what I'm doing. Special partner. Oh, man. Mode select. Easy, because I don't know what I'm doing. Normal. Okay. Yeah, there's loads of that banged into these. Oh, right. That's a bit better. I wonder if I can... Can I use both? No, just one. I've just found out I can use the analog stick. It's much better for directing the attacks than the D-pad, because the D-pad on this joystick is rubbish. Oh dear. How did I switch earlier? My goodness, did I just win? Oh, no, just one. One down. So it seems to be the sound that it's struggling with more than the graphics, from what I can hear and see. What do we think? Wow, there we go. We won that one. So, right, I'm going to call it a night. Cheers. Cheers, Mateus. Thanks for stopping by. So, Cody, without the arcade stick, this would be very hard. Yeah, this is... I'm going to get there. I've got one up there. In fact, I'll just... This is something I've been working on. So, this is something I've been working on. So this is a handmade, which I need to get going. Right, okay. Enough of this. We've seen that. We know that this style of game works. I'm up for suggestions. Yeah, they are a bit flickery. I agree, but from my point of view, perfectly playable. Maybe if you were super good at this, that would be mega distracting. But from my point of view, perfectly playable. I know where we'll go. Let's go there. And up the list.
Thank you for the follow, Little Truckerman.
Thanks for the follow and welcome to the stream. Right then, let's give this a go. This is another game that I put way too much money into. So, stick a coin in. Give it a go. I wonder what this is going to use for controls. Oh, it's triggers. Okay. Okay. Oh, and analog stick. Oh, hey, this is a bit good. So, analog stick for steering, triggers for accelerate and brake, I think. Yeah, brake. And the button for switching between high and low gear. Wow, this is remarkably good. Okay, I like this. Well, this plays perfectly fine. No problem at all. I might look into the audio, because the audio stuff, that could be me. Maybe I've got something wrong on the Pi, because this is a bit crunchy as well. So I'll look into that. Oh, that was close. Okay, come on, car. God, I used to love this. This was such a good game. Well, it is such a good game. There's, most of my friends here are Linux nerds. In the Snap store, you'll find a Snap called Cannonball, which is this. It's a complete rewrite of. So it's not an emulator. It's a reverse engineer and rewrite of the Outrun game. It uses the ROMs for the assets, but the whole thing is completely renged, and it's amazing. But it works in widescreen and and high resolution and all sorts of stuff. It's terrific. So if you're an Outrun fan, that's damn it, I crashed my car. So I can see there's some suggestions. Do bring those back up again in a moment when I'm not looking at the road, because I will find the games you're suggesting, because what I know, because I played this game loads, this is running to speed absolutely fine. There's no issues here whatsoever. But, you know, I wouldn't know if I was playing a game and it was too slow. So that's one of the reasons for doing this on stream, so people who know a game well can sort of point out where it's not working. Oops, I'm out. So Outrun works just fine. What did I see go by? Cannonball is everything. Run, yeah. What did I see? I saw somebody suggest something. Such an impressive. Oops. Very good, Cody. So I wonder how people got from the Ferrari. Yeah. Cannonball is... Oh, sorry, that was what I saw. So, here we go. Wizard. Cannon fodder. Good times on the game. I haven't put any Game Boy games on here, but Game Boy is supported. But I was just running out of time copying stuff over, preparing for this. Right, okay. So what's SMB3? Oh, a Metal Slug. I've seen that one come round twice now. So let's go and find... Oops. Let's go and find Metal Slug. What's SMB3? Okay. All right. There's a bunch. Oh, Super Mario Brothers. Okay. Right. Is the Metal Slug, Cody, I'm assuming, is the arcade version. I assume it's going to be in here. That was SNK Neo Geo, wasn't it? Metal Slug. I saw people play this. This was a game I could never get near. It was mega popular. So I've seen people play it, but I've never played it myself. I'm just trying out some other buttons just to see if you can move faster than one title at a time. So you can skip letters, but then you have to scroll. Here we go. ME. Getting there. R. Okay. Metal Slug. Okay. Vehicle 01. I assume that is the right thing. We'll just have to try it, won't we? Let's give it a go. So, there's loads of suggestions here. Oh, that's crunchy as well. I'm going to say that this audio might be me. Because that should be better than that. Maybe I need to work on some audio stuff. We will see. Okay. I bet those don't line up to anything useful. God, the graphics in this were gorgeous, weren't they? I disregarded all of that. I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, that's fire. That's jump. Oh, that's jump forwards as well. Oh, this is very rewarding. Oh, I see. Oh, right, okay. How do I free them? I like that. Whoa! Oh dear. What do we think? I mean, this feels like it's running well. Except for the parts where I get turned into a burning fireball. Oh, there you go. Have some of that. You can have some of that back now. Ah! 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 Well, okay, I'm not going to play any more of that. I think that works fine. It's loud as that hell, isn't it? At least it is in my ears. So we had some suggestions here. So what was this? So after Metal Slug, we've got Super Mario Brothers 3. So is that, what platform is that, Henrik? And also Double Dragon, is that arcade you want to see? Or one of the consoles? So on both on the NES for those. Okay. And what, well, and then we saw Elysia Dragon on... Okay, so let's go and find Super Mario Brothers 3 on the NES then. Is that because it's a classic? So let's go backwards through the list to S. Okay, in fact I should have just, there we go. Was that it? Did I see it whiz by then? Super Mario Brothers 3. Okay. That'll be it then. Oh, and I've got, we're now on, was this the NES? There we go. Okay, start. I don't hear any sound. There we go. Oh, I think I had this on the Game Boy. Was this on the Game Boy? I think I had this on the Game Boy. Right, press start. Press that one. What am I doing? Oh, I see. Is it waiting? What's it waiting for me to do here? Yeah, I'm trying to pick a level. As far as I'm aware, I've pressed all the buttons I can push. I am pressing buttons, I promise. Look, it's making this thing at the bottom. Oh, there we go, it did it. I don't know what changed, but it did it. Okay, so that's jump. Wow, this is much quicker than the... what was the one I was playing the other day? This is quite speedy by comparison. So this audio doesn't sound great either, so I'm going to say... This is... Oh. Oh. So, the question is... What button did I push? That one. Okay. Bother. How's it look for speed? It seems fine to me. Go right at the start, somebody just say then. Oh. The opening scene where the curtain goes up does not have music. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what we can try. We go back. Oh, it's the only version. It's the only version, so it's not... Yeah, I was just wondering if maybe it was a... Rev 1. Resume. Oh. Well, that was terrible. Right. Was it Double Dragon on the NES that you wanted to see as well, Henrik? Because that does seem to be working just fine. Oh, I saw Rygar go by then. I used to love that game. Yeah, right. Okay, so... Let's go to D, go to E, and go backwards. That should be quicker. Oh, have I gone by it already? Oh, denied. I don't think I... Oh, no, I haven't gone far enough, have I? There we go, Double Dragon. Okay. Well, that music sounds familiar. Not letting me do anything. Oh, there we go. There we go. Was this... Is this because it's a classic, or because this was a tough one for the... This is very playable. Face the other way, man. Oh, no. There we go. Right, okay, we can move on. Come on, then. Ha. Is there a jump button? No, apparently not. Oh, they're going to stay up there. Come on then. Excellent. Got weapons now. This is not a bad version, actually. Come on then. Come at me. Yeah, that wasn't good. Got too close a couple of times there. Oh dear. Okay. So, we've got some other suggestions here. I'm going to be publishing images for this soon, so people can download. They're not what I would call... I'm still considering them alpha. Got no update mechanism and stuff like that, but if you want to jam one of these on a Raspberry Pi, I'm making a generic Pi image and you can try it out. But, you know, I was hoping, because I've spoken to the Ludo developers, and they've given me some tips on how to get N64 going, which isn't in a released version of Ludo yet. But I'm hoping to get that going. So, Pilot Wings with Mode 7. Okay, so there's some other suggestions there. This game is very playable. I'm going to sat there for ages. So, I'll just pause that there. So, let's have a look. What have we got here? Where did we get to? It can get heavy, especially with 2 players. Lots of enemies on screen. Okay, so that was a suggestion to push what the Pi could do. Remember when you had to play this at 50 Hz? So that's actually an interesting point. One of the things, you know, I've been doing is trying to play the US versions of the games because they're 60 Hz. And it's interesting because some of the games you think, the music's wrong, but of course it's a bit quick. It's a bit quicker to what we were used to. Hey McPhail, how you doing? As you can see, things are moving apace here. We're getting there now. So, hey Cheese Bacon, how you doing? Yes, I will be releasing images. I will probably do that at the weekend. I just need to polish. It's not ready by any stretch, but it's good. As you can see, it's good enough to have some fun with. So if you don't mind the fact it's a little bit rough around the edges, it's good enough. So I have to see how well this runs. Oh well, I'm running this on a Raspberry Pi 3 at the moment. So you know, I've deliberately you know, gone down the rung to you know, see how well this goes. And I'm going to be doing some stuff on the I've got 2 that I'm working on for the compute module 3 and 4, and 1 for the, or rather 2 for the Raspberry Pi 02. So someone says here Star Fox. So what platform is Star Fox? Is that Super Nintendo? And Charafu says, does it support PlayStation? Technically, yes. I haven't tested that, but yes, PlayStation 1 is going to be one of the supported platforms. Mode 7 generates some heat. Okay, so SNES. Okay, so let's go back to here and Super Nintendo, and the game was Star Fox. So I know nothing about Nintendo games. Well, that's not true. I only had a Game Boy. It was the only Nintendo device I had, so I'm not mega familiar with like the Super Nintendo at all. I know there's a ton of good games for it though. Star Fox, I think that was what we said, was it? So let's Oh, that's interesting. There's fewer games here, and it rolls through them faster than in the arcade, where there's like 6,800 or something in the arcade section, and moving through them is way slower than this, which has got about 2,000. But you know, it's definitely usable. Gosh, there's a lot of Super thing. Of course, it was a Super Nintendo. Star Fox, the first one, I assume. Okay, so something, whatever mode 7 is. Does that mean 3D? Is that what mode 7 means? Okay, what's this doing to the Pi? So this is, well, this is the most demanding thing we've run so far. This has loaded the Pi up to a load average of 2.2. Does that look slow? Can you try more demanding? Charafu, yes, we can. I haven't got everything available, but I've got Atari Jaguar. And we've got Mega Drive and some other stuff. Isn't strictly 3D, but it could be used to enhance the effect. Okay. Start. This feels as though it's not running to speed. What do we think? Training? I'm definitely going to check the audio stuff out. I feel like I've made a boo-boo on the audio. Fly through all the rings. Oh. Okay. Oh, that's a bit... Oh, it's not how you would expect it to be aligned on the controller. Oh, that can't be good. Oh, I'm going to get squished. How are we doing? Oh, I've got things. Okay. Well, am I supposed to be doing that? Am I supposed to be following them? Oh, I see. I'm supposed to be wherever that is. Oh, gosh. Oh. I see. I'm meant to be in formation, and I'm totally not. Alright. Yeah, okay. Whoa. Could anyone actually do that? This feels a bit jittery, but I can't tell if that's just because that's how it would have played, because this seems like it could be quite a demanding title for the thing. So what do we think for performance? I'm not playing the game at the moment. I'm actually looking for feedback. There's a lot more buttons than what I'm pressing. Okay, so alright, okay. I'm looking at other buttons. Oh, okay, that was like a boost of some sort. Is that firing? Okay. Okay, so the shoulder buttons I can... Okay, over? No, I can't go over. Oh, not this again. Right, how are we going? The game sound is crackling. Yeah, I think that's the emulation. Something I think I need to improve the audio side of things. I've got a feeling I haven't got something right in the way the audio's being brought up. Do I need to turn the game audio down? Is it mega distracting? It was always a bit jittery, but not quite this bad. Okay. So, well, what we could try is this. What we could try is... Let's go and... I didn't mean to do that. Let's go and turn off the scan line. There we go. And we were just doing Super Nintendo. And I think it might be quicker to go from the beginning because all those super titles. So let's go back there to Star Fox. I'll look into the audio side of things. It could be my capture card as well. Right. Start. Let's just quickly do the same thing. Oh, this seems much smoother. Oops, I missed it. I'm not sure. This feels like it's a bit more responsive. This looks smoother to me, so maybe that's you know, a way to help things along. Oh gosh, I hate this thing. Right, okay. What else was on the ticket? Hey, Andy Hazen, how you doing? Right. Chat predictions when he finally publishes this. How many issues will the GitHub have on day one? Hopefully not many. Hopefully not many. I'm pretty happy with where it is. The build system, it's POC stuff. I need to like take all of this and actually turn it into a deployable, updatable thing. But for the purposes of like, you know, having fun, what it does at the moment is good enough. So FX Boy says Elisa Dragoon on the Mega Drive. Okay, so let's go and find that. Mega Drive. Oh, we've gone by it already. There it is. Okay. Was this a favourite or is this something challenging? This sounds better, but there's definitely something not right. And I'm inclined to think, because it's done it in everything, I haven't brought up the audio properly. I've got 15,000 games on it, Andy. The idea is people are like picking out the stuff that they remember to see is it performing, you know, how people remember these games running. So yeah, I'm not going to play all 15,000. I mean, maybe, you know, between now and death I might be. Wasn't there a story just this week about some guy who's played 5 minutes of every computer game ever on his Raspberry Pi or something? I don't exactly know the
Thank you for the
details.
follow, Danny Boynt.
Hey, Danny boy, thanks for stopping by. Right. I'm pushing buttons hoping that something's going to make this go. So it's a platformer, complex sound, and it gets challenging. Okay. I'm not in control at the moment. Oh, it's a demo. Okay. So there's a dragon. Well, my daughter would love this if there's dragons in it. So I'll have to remember this. Oh, am I supposed to be doing something now? Oh, I am. Okay. Hang on. What have I got here? What am I... Oh, what have I just done? I don't know what I'm selecting. So I've got that and jumping. So that seems like a pretty powerful starting position on the old... Oh yeah, this is quite... There's a lot of sprites moving in this. Ah, gosh. Whoa! What does this dragon that's flying around behind me do? Do I command that in some way, or is it like a shield? Can I switch? Can I switch places with the... Well, I don't know what I'm doing, but I feel like the game is doing what it's supposed to be doing at the appropriate speed. I can select from different characters, and then the weapon varies. This seems like quite a cool game, actually. I like this one. I have to remember this, but I've got time to sit down and learn it. Anyway, one thing I've learned, I'm definitely going to be looking into the audio side of things at the weekend, I think. Retro games were hard. Generally, I mean, the arcades were, because obviously they wanted you to keep putting more and more coin in them. But yeah, one of the things that made these games, worth their, money that you spent on them was the fact that they were difficult to complete. Definitely working well, but it has a bit of a learning curve. Okay, so what other suggestions have we got? What have I missed? So, what about Mario 64? Is that Nintendo 64, Cheese? Oh, I forgot to say goodbye to Esme. Okay. So, Altered Beast on the Mega Drive. Okay. Yeah, it's Nintendo. So, Cheese, Nintendo 64. This is using a front end called Ludo, which is a front end to LibRetro, and it's developed by the LibRetro, members of the LibRetro team. N64 support is not in a released version of Ludo, but I've been chatting to the devs and they've given me some clues, and I have got the N64 core compiled, and I've got some clues on how to integrate it. So hopefully soon I'll be able to show off some N64 stuff, and it might be the first time that you will have seen it, because it's not out yet. So yeah, there's an experimental branch. So what were we doing? Altered Beast. I think is what I heard. Yeah. I'm not seeing it. Well, that's disappointing. We are in the Mega Drive. Was Altered Beast released under a different title in other parts of the... Oh, there it is. Couldn't see it for looking. Start button.
Rise from your grave.
Okay. Okay, that's what the button I was looking for. Ooh. Hello. So I've gone quiet now because I'm concentrating. I've never played it on the Mega Drive, but I played this, not much, but I played it a bit in the arcades. And I think maybe possibly on a friend's Amiga. This seems a little bit on the slow side. The scrolling effect is... Well, that looks challenging. Oh, he's gone. Okay. Oh. Oh. Okay. So how are we thinking? Is this looking at the right speed? It seems a little bit clunky, but it could be that this was just one of those games that the Mega Drive didn't do well. Sounds better in the emulator, really. I think there's work I need to do on the audio side of things, but that it could be my capture card, so I'll have to test that. And some of the performance stuff as well. I think I said earlier, because of my capture card, I'm having to run this at 1920 by 1200, and although that doesn't sound like a whole lot more than 1080p, it makes quite a considerable difference. So, you know, this is definitely worst case going through a capture card. But this is legit dual PC streaming. It's just that the PC playing the games is a Raspberry Pi. Oh.
Thank you for the follow, Thelor Image.
Thanks, Thelor Image. Welcome to the stream. Well, there we go. That works, I think. What digitized speech in this game was notorious. Well, all digitized speech back then was pretty terrible, wasn't it? So what other suggestions have we got? Used to play this at the arcade. Yeah, so did I. If you want to test scrolling, then just play Sonic. Okay, then let's find Sonic. Sonic the Hedgehog OG. Street Fighter 2 on the SNES. We can give that a go in a moment, McPhail. Hold that thought. Remind me again next time I ask for suggestions in case I forget. We'll give that a whirl. Sonic. We did play some arcade fighters that were apparently demanding, and it seemed to do just fine. And I should point out, I'm using a Raspberry Pi 3 this evening, not a Raspberry Pi 4. Sonic. Sonic the Hedgehog. There we go. Oh, I'm in the wrong thing. I need to go Mega Drive. There we go. Right. Oh. That doesn't look good, does it? That didn't appear to work. Okay, I'll try 2, because I'm not sure that... The fact there's no cover art here, maybe there's something wrong with them. Yeah. Oh no, that one's loading. There we go. There we go. It could be a bad ROM for all I know. That seems about right. Okay. I've never played this version, I don't think. I'll just go fast. That seems to be fast enough. As in, just like how I remember it. I had a Game Gear, so again, my only experience of Sega games is on the Game Gear. And that used to go, you know, mind-bogglingly quick. This seems to be doing the same. Oh, I see. Oh, there's a thingy there. What do we think? We think this is moving, pushing pixels around at the appropriate pace? Did you ever have the exactly, FX Boy, that was exactly why I had the Game Gear, because it was my TV at university. I traded in my Game Boy, got a Game Gear. My Game Gear was my telly, and my games machine. Because as good as the Game Boy was, I mean, I loved it, but that black and white screen, that there was no saving that. Oh, I've messed it up again. Oh, let's try that again, shall we? Okay, what do we think? How's that moving for speed? Effect on the shield is wrong. It should be blinking. Okay. Is that an emulation defect? So, hang on. So, any Doom ports, we can definitely look for Doom. What did McPhail ask for? It was, I think it was was it Street Fighter 2? Looking. Can't see it now. McPhail said Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Oh, God. Okay. Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Let's go and have a look. And that was SNES again. So let's go back to Super Nintendo. So we haven't gone more than 500 meg of RAM, which is interesting because I want to get a couple of these running on the Pi 2.0, and it kind of implies I might struggle for memory on those. Mind you, I would need less video RAM because they're only handhelds with like 320 by 240, so maybe I can get away with using less video RAM and giving more RAM back to the main system. So let's go to Street Fighter. So we'll go actually back to R. Oops. Like so, and then forwards. Street. Oh, there it is. Street Fighter 2 Turbo. That was the one. There we go. Let's give this a go then. Just going to try something. I'm just looking at... Ah! The sound has improved, hasn't it? Do you think? I think it has. Yep, there we go. Okay. Fix the audio. I know how to solve that one. Okay. So I think I can break it again. There we go. Broken. Okay. Right. I know. Let's just have a little poke around in here whilst I'm here. Sorry, I'm messing about with the audio live. But now I know what's causing it. This won't affect the stuff that you do at home. This is a side effect of streaming it. Right then, okay, let's give it a go. After that, so I guess I have to play turbo mode, McPhail. Right. Game start. Okay. I've never played this. Not this one anyway. I have played other Street Fighters, but not this one. I get the feeling like I'm not using the right controls here. Fix it in production. Yeah. Okay, so no, I can't... Oh, hang on. I've got no... I'm not actually in control at all. I can't do anything. Okay. Oh, the music gets faster and the game gets faster. Okay, is this why you suggested this would fail? Because it should test the system. Right, now I've got now I know what's going on with the audio, and let's bring H-top back so I can see what's going on here.
Round 2, fight!
Oh dear. Oh dear. This, I need to bring one of the controllers from the other place in, because this is awful, this controller. Seems running well. Okay, so that's good. So this is one you know. So it's running to speed. That's good. What else did we have? Let's just do this. Convert the Game Gear into an awesome. So exactly what I'm going to be doing, Cody, is I've got 3 or 4 handheld units, and I'm going to be making a Game Boy, an Atari Lynx, because I had an Atari Lynx, and a Game Gear type, set of things. Several of them. I think I've got 5 different handheld type things. So in future streams, we'll be moving beyond just like a Raspberry Pi in a fancy looking case to handheld. God knows how I'm going to stream them, but handheld devices with small embedded screens and stuff like that. Doom, that was it. Right, okay. What platform? What platform, Henrik? I imagine this has got... Very good, Danny. I haven't got N64 working yet, but I tell you what, when I do get the N64 working, which hopefully will be next week sometime, we'll play Doom first. So if not that, then how about Atari Jaguar? got that over here. Would have that? I never had an Atari Jaguar, but I'm pretty sure this must have Doom on it. Well, everything must have Doom on it, I imagine. Here we go, Doom. I'll do this and then we'll head back to the SNES. Oh. I think we might have just hit the some kind of limit here. What we're playing? This is the Jaguar. I have no idea. Oh, it's awful. That is unplayable. Okay. What we'll do then is we'll come out here. Go back. We'll just pick another game. Something that I roughly recognize. I mean, I didn't have one of these, but let's just choose another random game. Some sort of shooter is what I'm looking for. Some sort of... Oh, right. Does that mean it's not going to load if it's got a dodgy icon? Yeah. Super Burnout. Okay, let's just see if the performance is terrible on this as well, and then we'll know whether this is a, we've hit an emulation. Because one of the things I want to try and figure out is like what's reasonable. Yeah, this is terribly slow. So this is too much machine for a Raspberry Pi 3. So you said SNES. So let's head back to the SNES. And Doom. Oh, gone too far. There we go, Doom. What is this going to be like? I can't imagine. Yes, all of the Atari VCS stuff works in this as well. I just haven't put any of those games on here, but the 2600, the 5400 and the 7600, if those are the right numbers, all work. Ought to try these. Oh well, that isn't doing anything. One of the cores is pegged. Oh, it's changed resolution. Did you see that? This is Crash the Emulator. So what we can do here, this is a good opportunity. So this has bombed us out to the display manager. So that crashed the emulator. This is where you can log in, Danny, to my super spiffy. Very good. This is where you can log into my super spiffy micro desktop. But what we'll do actually is we'll switch to the overhead view and we'll push this button here. So there's a reset button. Can't quite see. There's a blue reset button. And this is one of these GPIO driver things. So if I move back to the capture view, I'm going to push this button now. Hold it for 1 second. And there we go. It's going to reboot the system. So those hardware buttons, my little driver works. And this is going to be important because so this does a safe reboot, safe shutdown. This know-how is going to be important when we get to these handheld devices because literally everything on those is done through the GPIOs because they're usually hats. So because of the changes in the way that the GPIO access works in Linux kernel 5.11 and newer, nobody's ported any of that stuff to the modern stuff. Oh, thank us, Danny. Oh, it's Henrik doing the glitching. Nice one. That got me going. Need to get me one of these retro cases. I'll put up links to all of them. So Retro Flag is where most of them come from. And I've got a couple of new ones from them. I've got the PlayStation ones. So the other thing I need to do now, you can see the resolution is off. And so one of the things I have to do is, this is my capture card that does this. This is not something that you would experience ordinarily. So I now SSH into the device. You can see this happen for real. And then I'm just going to use XR and R to poke the refresh rate now. And I need to give that, there we go. For whatever reason, pushing the refresh rate to precisely 60 Hertz then causes it to snap to and do the right thing. I know what we've got. We've got an interesting platform. So we wanted to do Doom. Is it on this? Is it on Sega 32? It is Sega 32X. Here we go. Let's try this. This is like Mega Drive plus plus, as I seem to remember it. Isn't it like CD plus some 3D bobbins or something? Isn't that what this was? Right, so Sega 32X. Have I got a thing for that? I do. There we go. Hey, I'm too young today because I don't know how this is going to run. Oh, this is infinitely more playable. Okay. So I can't use the analog sticks, that's infuriating. This D-pad on this is terrible. I must apologise to my daughter for giving her this controller. Oh, that's right. Isn't it in Doom where you just have to be in line with them? There was no vertical. Well, that works. Okay. So, hello Pete, how you doing? So, Henrik, what other platforms? Sega 32X is actually undergoing a restoration project in the community. Interesting. This had some decent games, I think. What was the other one that I saw on this? Oh. Was it this one that has the... This only had like 40 titles. Yeah, this has got Virtua Fighter on it. So, Pete, I work with Pete. And I don't know if Pete realises this, but this is a little side project I've been working on. It's an operating system for the Raspberry Pi for playing retro games and what have you. I'm just getting ready to putting it out there in the public, but we thought we'd give it a performance test, and so far seems to be doing okay. And this is running on a Raspberry Pi 3 at the moment. Virtua Fighter is going to be a strain. Start. Which button does it want me to push for start? Not the start button at all. What? Which button is it? That? Then X. Okay. I never actually played this. I was aware of it in the arcades, but... Well, this seems perfectly playable. Well, I might have found a game where I'm good at. It's perfectly playable, Danny. Oh. Oops. This seems perfectly fine. This game is notorious for starting really easy. Oh, thanks, Ali. You played a whole lot of Sega 32. Okay, so I wasn't even aware this platform existed until recently. And I did some reading about it. It's quite interesting. It was kind of this awkward middle child between the sort of the Mega Drive and the Saturn. I'm quite enjoying this one. I win. There we go. Oh, I've got to hit a lady now. I'm not sure about this. Oh, she fights back though. Bit of an unnecessary knee to the face. Oh, and again. Oh, there. I don't feel good about myself. Can I rotate the playfield? Is that what the shoulder buttons do? No. So I thought I saw the... What was it on the PlayStation? Tekken, you could rotate the playfield around. I don't think I can do that. Oh, got me. Oh, got you back. Do I have any Sega CD games? Not yet, but it is a supported platform, so I am going to be making sure that that works. Some of the cores aren't being automatically built by the projects, so I've been working on that, and I've been talking to the developers to figure out how to do it, because, you know, there's new things to learn. Oh, crikey. Done that thing again. Let's go low, 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 low. Didn't do what I said. Hello. Hello, Yannick. How you doing? So I lose, apparently. There we go. So, and then I think, naturally, because I've just noticed, we're gonna have to do this one. Virtua Racing Deluxe, right? This is the this is the origin for the game we've been playing recently. Gran Turismo I haven't got the PS1 stuff going yet, McPhail, but when I do, that is on the shortlist for sure.
Virtua Racing.
Okay. There we go. Okay. Formula. Okay. Yes, Big Forest.
3, 2,
Which is it going to be? Triggers?
go.
No, not triggers. So this is the inspiration for Hot Shot Racing. Crikey, this looks dated by comparison. Oh, goodness. Oh. Gran Turismo and Time Crisis. Yeah, Time Crisis. What was the other? Point Blank as well was the other laser gun thing we played at home. So my wife and I used to play those two. She got super competitive, got her own gun and modified it. Where am I? 16th. That's no good. Well, this moves along at a pace. Seems perfectly reasonable. There we go. That's the brake. There, I found the brakes. That's better. Oh, I've over. Oh, no, that was okay. I didn't completely toss it that time. You're driving like Monica. Oh, McPhail. I hope Monica's not here to hear that. It's a little bit analog because I can't use the analog sticks. I say I can't use the analog sticks. Hang on a minute. Let's just see if we can fix that. Let's go over here and map the D-pad to the sticks. And now go back to that. Okay, that button. What were we just doing? Virtua something. Virtua Racing. And resume. Yes! Okay, so I can't do brake and accelerate on the triggers, but I can at least now use an analog input for the steering. There we go. That's betterer. Oh no, I've overcooked it. It's such a shame that the networking isn't working in Hot Shot Racing. It's been too long. Right then. Oh. Oh goodness. Well, that clearly works. So, we've been picking games that people are suggesting. There's been a few that I've not been able to play because they've been N64 and PlayStation titles, but we are going to get to N64 and PlayStation. I think PlayStation should be easier to get going. I'm surprised that it did. I did try to get that going earlier and it didn't work, and it was the first time I tried, and I was surprised it didn't work. The N64, I know that probably it's going to require a bit of work over the weekend to get close to getting that going, because it's not in Ludo yet, but I'm talking to the Ludo developers about how to get it all going. Speaking of network, does this set of emulators support remote play or net play? No, it doesn't, as far as I'm aware. Miami Mercenary Defender, is that the arcade machine? Because somebody else suggested Defender when I was asking about this last week sometime. N64 emulators aren't great. Yeah, we'll see. So arcade machine, we'll see. McPhail. I've got high hopes. because there's new developments in the libretro world which I've been given access to. Right, Defender. So let's use the shoulder buttons to flip through some of the letters here. A, B, C, D. Gosh. I don't think I ever played Defender in the arcades. I had it on one of the early... There it is. There we go, Defender. Okay. Had it on one of the early computers. Oh, failed to load. No, that one worked. And it's loud. Not that way, but that way. So I'm guessing this is the ROM initialization at the moment, or this is another defunct set of ROMs. Has anyone seen this game get turned on from cold? Oh, there we go. It does do that. Yes, I am aware that I'm about to embarrass myself, McPhail. Right, let's put a coin in. No. Press advance to step through the test. I can't get through this. So I'm going to pick another one and see if this one is a playable thing. Tempest. Yeah, another good game. Also hard. So I was thinking should probably check out things like Salamander, R-Type Leo. They pushed tons of sprites around. Raiden, because it's just the best shoot 'em up ever. Right. Press advance to step through the test. I can't push any of these buttons. So I don't know how to actually do this, unfortunately. So Tempest was the next solution, wasn't it? Let's go and have a look. So that's T. Let's go all the way through here. So one of the things we learned is you can use the shoulder buttons to jump letters. So let's go to the end of T and go backwards. No, that's the wrong decision. Tempest. Oh gosh. So what I think something like Power Drift. I remember that being here we go, Tempest. I remember Power Drift being quite a funky game. Okay. So this is a vector game. Yeah. Can I put coins in? That doesn't appear to be. Press start. Novice. Yes. I remember now. Yes. I think I hate this game. It's good though, isn't it? Get ready to lose your mind. Yeah, I know. Oh, fiddle. It's obnoxiously loud. Yeah. So I can fix that, but then the sound will sound like rubbish because it's actually the volume on the SoC that was causing all of that distortion earlier, it turns out. Right then, what was I just saying? I'm going to see if I can find Power Drift, because that was definitely a challenging machine. That was... So it sounds good for sure. Yeah. It's just a bit on the loud side. So Power Drift P. Let's go back from here probably. Does anyone remember Power Drift? I mean, it's a racing game, so obviously I remember it. It's not that I got to play it very often. This was one of those. This made Outrun look like a thing from the past. It was just the hydraulic version of Power Drift was something else. My gosh, look at all of those same versions of that game. How tedious. Power Drift. Oh gosh, there's all these different versions. Auto Center. Press Setup. Let's just do this and see what happens. You'll need to find games suitable for a 7-year-old girl. Yeah, well, don't worry. I mean, I'm going to be doing that anyway because, you know, I've got an 11-year-old girl. So, there we go. Right then, let's try and put a coin in.
Welcome to your do your best and good luck.
Okay.
Go for number 1. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, by pushing a normal button, I have somehow invoked the engineer's menu. Yeah, I thought this would test things. This works fine on a Raspberry Pi 4, but this is clearly a bit much for a Pi. Oh, actually, I think, yeah, look, you can see everything about it is stuttering.
Do your best and good luck. Go for number 1. 3, 2, 1. Go.
Oh, push that button again. So this has clearly got weird button mappings as well. So not a great choice. What else? Let's have one Frogger. No, come on, we need something that's gonna push it. I need to know where the tough spots are. Can this? Yes, it can. FX Boy. So Ludo. Let me just switch views. Ludo the project make a bunch of decisions about which cores to include with the front end. So they are very specific because they are Libretro developers. So they choose the cores, and those are the ones that just automatically you can import games for those cores. But if I go back here, you can download any Libretro core, and then you can do this. Load a core, load a game. So you can download the Scum VM core, and you can then load, you know, a game. And I'm thinking I may bundle all the cores so that they're there, so that people that know they want a Atari ST game or whatever can do it, rather than having to know the magic incantations to go and grab a core from BuildBot. So yeah, so Ludo is from the Libretro team, and the main developer, as I understand it, is responsible for Laka. And this is his. He feels like, you know, Libretro is super powerful and amazing. Sorry, not Libretro. RetroArch is super powerful and amazing, but it's too much for most people, which is, I agree with, because I want to put these devices in front of kids in the family. I don't want them having to choose whether they want to use OpenGL, X11, and, you know, LLVM and all the rest of it to render their games. You know, they just don't need all of that complexity. They just need, you know, what looks and operates like a games console. So that's my main sort of interest in going for this. Ooh, Atari links. I bet they don't. I bet that doesn't look as good as I remember it. So have we tried we've done some Mega Drive games. So anything else? So Missile Command's going to be tricky because of that was a ball, and so, you know, I don't think that'll translate very well. Had a message. Auto mod. Oh, what you just allow. Okay. Well, okay. We've played a bunch of stuff. I think the Raspberry Pi 3 is fairly decent for this. It seems like it can handle quite a good amount. And also, it's not overclocked as well. So maybe with a little bit of overclocking, it could probably handle what was one that it was just like power drift, for example. It could probably maybe be coaxed into life, but I've definitely got a Pi 4 set aside for the arcade stuff because I know some of them are going to be a bit more demanding. I wanted to take a quick look at let's go and find Salamander, or let's do the R types. They're yeah, let's go to R because Raiden will be in there and that'll be near the front. Some of you may be familiar. Well, here's R type here, so let's just start with straight up R type, and this is going to be an arcade horizontal. So, here we go. What's Toe Jam and Earl on the Mega Drive is a classic. I've never heard of it. What sort of game is that? Okay. Oh, it's mega loud. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Knew I shouldn't have done that. Wonder if I can use the... Oh, I can. Bother. Which is almost as good as the specky version. Oh, fail. So I think we'll need to give R-Type Leo a go, because that will be the more... That was a dual board system. I know this because Opie's got a number of these, and I go around his house sometimes and he connects it all up with a jammer adapter to a portable telly, and we play some of these. So is the game audio mega loud for you lot? Because it is blowing my ears out, and that was like as a result of my little audio fix I did earlier. So I might just knock the audio back down a little bit. Yeah, audio is loud. Yeah, okay. Let's just take care of that then, because it's too much loud. Let's bring the audio down to there. And this one to there, and that one to there. Okay. Let's try that. Let's see how we go. So, R-Type to Leo. Here we go. That one, world version. See you, Yannick. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, wow, it is late. I hadn't seen that. I'll have to pack this in soon.
3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Yeah, it's because I fiddled with the SOC volume. That's what causes it. It's still very loud though. Let me see if I can do something about that. I can do that. Let's try that. Nope, that's not changed the damn thing. What? How is that even possible? How is that not making a difference? Let's turn that down. Let's turn that down. Oh, it was quieter for you. It's just mega loud for me. Okay, so it's coming. The monitor is too loud. Okay, let's just do that then. Okay. Resume. How many lives to lose whilst I was messing around with audio? Right. Yeah, I'm not surprised this one's stuttering. It's quite a complex board, so I'm not at all surprised that the Pi 3 is finding this hard. Playable though. I mean, from my point of view, I'm not being... My poor gameplay is just me being poor, not, you know, any feedback issues. Oh, I don't think I've ever done that so easily before. That actually went surprisingly well. Oh, right, we're off again. Not helping. I get those overlays. This is not a good place to be. Oh dear, that's a really bad place to be. And I've only got a pea shooter remaining. I'm going to get squished. Oof, just almost managed to pull it off. I know this game a little bit. Oh. Oh, nuts. I mean, I'm now demonstrating why I've started making all of this stuff, because I could sit here and play those things for hours. But there we go, in silence as well. There we go. So, Ali, so are you supposed to pick up the power up? Yes, that's right. Yeah, you choose the weapons, and some of the other things like I mean, I really like Raiden as well. I haven't played that in ages, but Raiden was the inspiration for anti-alien attack, for those of you that know what that means. This is my favourite vertical shooter ever. Let's see, let's find a language I can speak version. That one will probably do it. We'll choose the vertical arrangement. There we go. This is a fantastic shooter. The side-scrolling makes a huge difference to how the game feels, because you never feel like you're so you saw those flash different colours, and the idea is that you pick the colour that you want for the weapon that you want, and it's tough to actually get the right desirable weapon at the right time. Whoa! Nuts. Oh, bother. I'm gonna give myself a leg up with a quick... Oh! So if you like vertical scrollers and you've never played Raiden, this is terrific. It's one of those games where you just keep coming back to it because you just want to do a little bit better than the last one. I've totally got the wrong weapon here. And I'm dead. Hello, Jeff. How you doing? So, well, I think overall that's been a pretty successful sea trials. Let's just move back here. So, been testing the Raspberry Pi 3 running an early alpha of Retro Home, and that was working all right, I think. So it obviously works better on a Raspberry Pi 4. So there's options. Clearly you don't need loads of RAM. I think for some of the more advanced games, maybe a 2 gig Raspberry Pi 4 is going to be like the sweet spot in terms of cost and performance. It's going to be really interesting to see how I manage squeezing these things onto the smaller handhelds that are going to be using compute modules and Raspberry Pi Zero. So I think I'll tackle some of the handheld ones over like I usually do some sort of retro project over Christmas. It was Commodore 64s last year, so I think I'll do the handhelds around that time. And if you want a sneak peek at the devices that I'm working on, head over to my Instagram, Wimpy's World /Instagram, wimpysworld.io/Instagram. I'm posting pictures of the new bits and bobs that I've got that I'll be working on, including some really, they're sort of, DIY kits, sort of self-assembly, handheld devices. Some of them are ugly AF and completely unergonomic. and some of them are actually really decent. The GPI case. In fact, I'll probably have a bash at that one soonest, because that I think's the most usable. It looks exactly like a Game Boy. And I've got a Compute Module 3 in that one, so that's going to be the most challenging, because it's got a funky screen, it's got a compute module in it, and all of the buttons and everything are GPIO on a hat, so I'm going to have to write my own drivers and everything for that thing. So that's going to be you know, quite the uphill struggle. So I'm trying to get back to do a couple of live streams in the evenings. This is the first evening stream I've done for absolutely ages. So I shall continue to do couple breakfast time in the week, and probably try and squeeze in a couple in the evening. If I can get past 9 o'clock without being absolutely exhausted, then it makes streaming. But the last, I don't know, 10 days, just trying to get this stuff set up to stream it has been challenging. So it's not perfect, but it is achievable at least now. So I've learned those lessons the hard way. Right, well, I think we'll go and see if anyone is doing anything interesting. Let's go and have a little look here. Put you on mute. Who've we got? Maybe I should go to the retro section this evening. What do we think? That probably is more fitting than... Is anyone... Where's retro? See you, McPhail. Thanks for stopping by. Nice to see you. Oh, here we go. This is something quite similar to what I've just been doing. Let's try every NES game. Right, we're totally going here. Let's go here and do this. Right then. So I will drop in there. Let's do oh, hello. Let's do this. Oh, hang on a minute. I've just realized I didn't have that up. Right, see you, and hopefully catch up with you soon. And we're going to go and raid this channel where they're playing through every NES game ever, apparently. So we'll go and join in that in just a couple of seconds. They're just changing between a game now. So thanks for stopping by, everyone, and I'll see you for more of this nonsense soon. I'll be doing this again soon. Bye for now.